Okay, so this is what the backplate came in. I have not opened it up yet. And then I have my graphics card right here. So you will need a screwdriver. Just kidding. Do not use a power drill when unscrewing the screws on your graphics card. Bad idea. Do not use one of these. So you will need a non-battery operated heavy-duty screwdriver. Duh. Oh, girl, I hate packages like this. Okay, cool. Step-by-step instructions. Shows you exactly which screws you need to unscrew. Remove the protective plastic cover that I'm assuming it has. Use the 8 provided screws, not the ones you remove. Okay. Good to know. Glad I actually read that because I usually don't read things like that. So there's the 8 screws provided. Is there 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Gonna pop that open there. Very neat. Very neat. EVGA GeForce GTX 780 Ti. Going to remove the plastic cover here. What is on the back side? Looks like, do I remove these? Okay, so before I install this, I just wanted to point something out. You might have noticed that I was a little confused by the plastic here, and here. You do not remove these because this backplate is made out of aluminum. That can carry continuity over between different of the IC pins that poke through the PCB. If it were to touch. If the bare aluminum were to touch, say these pins here and these pins over here, and maybe they're not supposed to be connected. That's why these plastic pieces here are there. So these plastic pieces are okay to leave on the board. In fact, do not take these off. I almost peeled this off on accident. I was a little confused about that, so I just double checked that for you guys real quick. And now on with it. I'm going to install this for you guys. This doesn't even work. Okay, so it turns out that even something, or most likely a screwdriver head this big will probably not fit. So you might need something as small as this. Or maybe you don't, maybe you do have something that's larger that will work with this. But this is what I have and this is what's going to work. So I'm going to follow the instructions here that tell you which screws to unscrew, which are these two, this one, that one, this one here, and this one up in the corner there. Those are the 8 screws you want to unscrew. God damn. I'm having some technical difficulties, in case you haven't noticed. There we go. These things are screwed in really tight. One thing I'd like to point out was, since I was getting a little up close on the board and inspecting the PCB a little bit more, this is not something I would be too worried about. I noticed little things like this. You probably won't be able to see it in the camera because I don't have the best camera. But I always hate to see cold solder joints on the IC pins that poke through. It shows a bad solder job. Now this is a very quality GPU, so I'm not worried about it at all. I'm just nitpicking, and I guess I'm just finding something to complain about. But it is good to, take notice of these things, because if for whatever reason the board fails, I sure hope it doesn't. But I mean, gosh, if it does, I mean, it just maybe this was a board that just happened to be manufactured a little bit poorly. I know these boards are manufactured by machines. There's machines that print out these boards and put all the ICs on, and they and all the other passive components, and then they put like a paste, like a solder paste on it, and heat it. They don't use soldering irons for these things. I'm pretty sure they don't, at least. I haven't seen big computer boards or GPU boards made by hand ever. But anyways, I just wanted to point that out. It's not a big deal. And particularly the cold solder joints were here, 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 and some of these up here. And what I mean by a cold solder joint is that the solder was not given enough time, or it wasn't heated enough to fully melt and create a good electrical connection. And really, the only what can happen is if there's a bad solder joint, it can not carry the electricity or the current where it's supposed to be, because it might not carry full continuity. There might be extra resistance where there's not supposed to be. This is really, really technical stuff that probably doesn't matter too much. But, if you're one of those tech heads like me, then maybe you do care. Other than that, I'm going to get on with it. So, of course, we're going to use our screws that were included because they're a little bit longer. Supposed to use them anyways. I'm just going to dump those out here. This bag is like sticky on the inside. Okay, just make sure we have all 8 of them. Yes, we do. And it's always a good idea to go corner to corner when you're screwing these things in. So I'm going to put this one in first, then I'm going to do this one, and then I'm going to do this one and this one, and then do the inside ones, and not tighten them all the way down. Just get it in there, and then move it a little bit until it is in its prime position. Okay, now we can make sure it's not going to wiggle. It's in there pretty snug. So now we can go back and tighten these again, corner to corner. And considering how tight the screws were that I removed before this, I'm sure not gonna tighten these so much, but don't be afraid to tighten them a little much. Okay, that's it. That's all.